Once your vaccine is mixed up, you are ready to give the injection. All injectable vaccinations are given subcutaneously. Some vaccines have a specific part of the body they're to be injected in, while others are more generally placed in the scruff. The rabies vaccine is always given in the right rear leg as low as possible. There is a very rare occurrence of vaccination sarcoma or cancer at the injection site. It's extremely rare, but when it happens, if the vaccination was given low enough on the leg, it is easier to surgically remove. Feline leukemia vaccine is not often given in shelters, but if you are administering it, it always goes in the left rear leg of cats, also as low as possible. FVRCP and DAPP vaccines are usually given in the scruff region, although some vets might have you place it more specifically in a front right or left leg. Sub-Q injections are given under the skin. Animals have a lot of under the skin space, and when you lift the skin up, you can access this subcutaneous space to inject medications or vaccines. As I lift up the scruff, you can see it creates a little window where you can insert the needle to give the medication. Remove the needle's cap and insert the needle into the space you've created. Anytime you give a sub-Q injection, you want to aspirate, which means pulling back on the plunger a little. Watch to see if blood enters the syringe. It does not happen very often, but you could accidentally hit a vein when you insert your needle. In this example, you can see how blood flashes into the liquid inside the syringe. If you see that, immediately remove the needle and reposition it in a different part of the scruff. If you're accidentally in a vein and then inject the medication, you could cause serious side effects or even death, depending on the medication that you're giving. Something else you might notice is when I pull back on the plunger to aspirate and then let go, it pops forward on its own from pressure. This is a sign that my needle is under the skin where it's supposed to be. Often, when you first insert the needle, you will accidentally poke all the way through to the other side of the skin without realizing it. If your needle's poking through and you inject, the vaccine will drip out the other side and be ineffective. When you aspirate, if you can feel that negative pressure pulling on your plunger, you know you're under the skin and have not poked through into the air. If you aspirate and air bubbles appear, don't inject. Reposition your needle and then aspirate again. If no blood aspirates into your syringe and no air bubbles appear, you can safely depress the plunger to inject. If you see any of the vaccine coming out on the other side of the skin, stop and reposition your needle immediately. Remove the needle from the syringe and discard into the sharps container. The syringe can be washed and reused for oral or other non-sterile needs. You cannot reuse the needle or the syringe to give another injection, even if it's the same animal. It is now contaminated and it is no longer sterile. Here's another example of giving a sub-Q injection. Can you spot the mistake? They didn't aspirate before injecting.